really testing. Is my bun too high? It might be too high. Do I care? Not really. Is my hair gonna start pooping out at any second? Yup. Hello and welcome to episode 101 of the Once Upon a Corgi podcast. We are Crafty Puppy Interrupted podcast coming to you from Southern Connecticut. I'm your human host Gabby, and you can find me everywhere online as Gabbigales and all my hand-dyed yarn at Once Upon a Corgi and onceuponacorgi.com. The two corgis are super sleepy today because it is very hot and humid out for Connecticut. I don't actually know the temperature, so they are just being bums under the bed. As they do. You can find all the show notes for this episode down below the video. We do have a Ravelry group, Once Upon a Corgi Podcast on Ravelry, but I am real bad at keeping up with that, so apologies for the rest of time on that. Yeah. Thank you so much to all returning viewers, and hello and a welcome to all new viewers. Thank you so much for checking us out. We don't have a ton of stuff to share with you today. I don't have my NapJo back completely, but I had a little sit down with myself about if I can start my Rhinebeck sweater now, and I think I might just cast on some Rhinebeck sweaters. I don't know. This is already rambly. I have a bunch of ideas that are coming into my head, so we'll see. There's a very loud truck going by. So with that, I think we can just jump straight into the crafting. I don't have any administrative stuff to go over, and yeah, that's basically it. Oh, so today is actually Thursday, June 27th. I'm recording this a day earlier than I usually do. I usually record and post on Fridays, which is also my shop update days. But I remembered this morning that I have a wedding to attend tomorrow, so I won't be able to record and edit and upload before we have to leave for said wedding that I forgot about. I'm gonna upload, oh God, I'm dying. Going to record today and have it upload tomorrow, Friday the 28th, which should be today for you guys. I don't know what's happening. So I apologize because my brain is fried and because my schedule just got shifted around completely. I didn't want to go 2 weeks without giving you guys an update. So with that, let us get into the crafting. I actually have a finished object, even though I have no NapJo. And I have Barnaby here to show it. Oops. I've enlisted Barnaby to help me because it just looks more like a person can wear this than if I were to hold it up. I don't know if this is in frame. So my finished object is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie on Ravelry. This is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and I've seen it pop up a bunch on Instagram. So I did the next logical thing and cast it on immediately. This is in my hand-dyed yarns on a BFL base I don't carry, but the closest thing I have to it is the Isaac base in the colorway Ghoul Haunted Woodlands of Wear. And I just realized every time I look at her, I'm just looking straight at the chest. So these are the leftovers from my Alaska pullover, and I had about half a skein left over, and I still have maybe a third of a skein left over. Like, I did not use a lot of yarn for this. I knit the smallest size on a size 4 needle, and it is a little bit see-through on Barnaby because she is about 3 inches larger in the bust than I am. I mean, I still have to wear something underneath it, but I did the crisscross back, and this was such a quick, fun, great, scrappy project knit. I'm super excited to wear this with my York pinafores, or underneath. I have some of those like store-bought sheer button-up shirts. I feel like these would be super cute underneath those. Barnaby's down. I'm just gonna leave her here. So yeah, it was a super fast and super fun knit. I think it took me a couple nights to do. I did the band. Yeah, I did. It's bottom up, but I did the band twice in about 2 nights, and then I think it took 1 night per cup and strap. So it was a super quick knit. I think I want to knit another one, not a full tank size, but a little bit longer, so it's more of like a crop instead of a bralette. Candace did a fade on one of hers using mini skeins, so I kind of want to go through my minis and do that. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe I will. Maybe that'll get my NapJo back. Yeah, it was a super fast knit. I really enjoyed it. It's gonna be perfect for summer. I'm going to wear it tomorrow, not to the wedding, but before the wedding, when I have to go let out the dogs. Maybe I'll wear it tonight. Yeah, I might wear it tonight. Oh, I should block it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll find. We'll figure it out. So that is my little baby finished object, which is not baby size. It is full-grown woman size, but I used less than half a skein, so it's a baby project, right? Oh, God. I'm super excited for it. I really like it. There is some pooling going on in the bottom that I'm not totally thrilled with, but not enough to re-knit it. I'm just super stoked about it. Again, it was just a super fun, quick knit. I might go down a needle size and go up go down a needle size and then knit the next size up on the next one if I do this similar, because this is like on the thinner side for fingering weight yarn, so I feel like maybe that would help with the density a little bit, but I'm still gonna have to wear something underneath this no matter what, just like a sticky bra. Yeah, I would highly recommend this. It was a really good beginner pattern. Everything was super easy to follow. I don't know why I'm trying to undress her on screen. Yeah, it was super easy to follow, really well written, and she has a ton of other designs that I've kind of had my eye on for a little bit. It's a lot of deep V-necks and ribbing, so it's really good for like any body shape that you have. It's not totally the style that I go for. I'm not a huge fan of like the big deep V's, but I really like the way they look. So she's on my radar now. Thoroughly enjoy her patterns. Yeah, that's what I whipped up. This is going to be the least coherent podcast I've ever done. Moving on to works in progress, I have put a huge dent into my GallBladder by Becky Sorenson. And this is a shawl she designed using 2 colors that you alternate. It is a giant garter stitch goodness shawl. And I have almost half of it done. So I have done the fishtail part, as I'm so lovingly calling it, and I am in the short row section now. I finished the first half yesterday, and now I'm on the second half of the short row, so it's going to kind of continue on in like the half circle pizza shape it is now, and this is the first half. Yeah, this is the first half. I'm using my hand-dyed yarn, Once Upon a Corgi, on my Oliver base, which is my Merino single ply in the colorways Lady of Shalott and Libraries of Volume 1. I'm super enjoying how they are playing up together. It's like a super subtle stripe, like they could be the same color, but they're not. I love it. I'm super excited for it. This is the first half of the shawl. The second half, you basically mirror this and then attach them to one another. So I will be excited to have an almost finished shawl and not 400 grams of yarn on my cables, only 200 grams. She does use a nice math situation to kind of figure out how much yarn to use. So you could use different weights, or even if you want to do like a scrappy version. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, I love Becky's patterns. I really like her designs. I've worked with her a couple times on collaborations. She's a dear friend and birthday twin, so I was in love with this shawl the second I saw it. But knitting it, I am just so stoked about it. So there we are. I am knitting this on a size 4. The pattern calls for a 2, I believe, but I just didn't have a 2 readily available, and that gauge seemed pretty tight for my usual gauge, but I really like the fabric that's coming out of this with the 4s. I think it's pretty close to her gauge, but I haven't checked because it's a shawl and I barely check gauge on sweaters. I did not gauge swatch for the bralette, so I'm surprised that fits. And yeah, this has just been a really nice, completely mindless knit that I've been working on. I'm in no rush to get it done. I would like it done before Rhinebeck. I think that's a doable goal, and kind of like have it ready for the shows, because I think it's a really nice pattern to do if you collect a bunch of like one skeins from all the fall shows that are coming up. I think if you put them all together in a really neat way, this would be the perfect shawl to kind of like show them off, but also bring them together so it's not super color blocky. If that makes any sense. I don't think that does. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. It has been my knitting during Handmaid's Tale, The Office, Good Omens, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What else have I watched recently? Bob's Burgers. What did we watch the other day? No, we watched Good Omens the other day. It's been really enjoyable. I really like it. And it is still living in this puppy bag that the ladies from knit locally in Maryland made me. I always want to say make one, but they were the last trunk show I did. Spinning! We have been doing some spinning while we watch the cargo ship that has all the parts for our e-spinner from the Kickstarter, the Eel Nano, has got the spinning bug going. So we have done some spinning. I have spun 4 ounces. Do I have the bag? I might have the bag. Wouldn't that be nice if I was prepared? Oh, I do. Look at that. So the first, what is that called? Bobbin is Bitsy Knits in the case of the Angry Mourner on their Merino base, 4 ounces. And I have spun all the singles up for that. I'm hoping this is in focus. It's a gradient from like a light gray through a warm brown gray and then down into like cool periwinkles and light, like dark lavender purples. I super enjoy it. My plan is to do a chain ply and hopefully get between a fingering and sport weight. My goal is to match it with my Into the World Captain Hot Pants. Is that what it was called? Captain Tight Pants? Captain Tight Pants for a shift cowl. And to go with these two, I am spinning my Into the World, is it Cheviot? Yep. Into the World Cheviot Queen of France. So this one I thought was also a gradient. It is not, which is fine, because that means I don't have to think about it too much. I'm about a third of the way through the Cheviot. And again, my plan is to do a chain ply and aim for a fingering to a sport weight. This one has been spinning up super fast. I broke the braid lengthwise into 6 nests and going from there, so it's kind of like pencil roving at this point. So it's super fast to spin. It's been super easy. The Bitsy Knits was a little bit felted, but it has been in my stash and moved and in very hot and humid attic apartments for, I want to say 3 years, maybe 4 years. It's pretty old stash compared to the rest of my fiber. Yeah, I think it was like my first New England Fiber Festival. I bought this and I got a mini braid with it and I spun that a long time ago and it was awful. Bad news. I think I have it here. Oh, it's not readily available. But yeah, so this was a little bit harder to spin. I think if I broke it down more, it would have been okay. For this one, I sectioned it off by color and then divided the colors into, I think, four equalish parts lengthwise to keep the gradient going. But it might have just been the fiber. It just might have been like moved and squished and improperly stored for too long. But that's what happens. It's fiber. What are you gonna do? And yep, I'm knitting these. Oh my god. I am spinning these on my Blue Bonnet Honey and Ply wheel. I'm hoping that I can just do like one giant plying day and kind of get these going at the same time. Because I think once I get these off and washed, maybe the shift cowl will be a nice like NapJo, like it's hand spun yarn, it's already written pattern, it's probably going to be pretty quick. It's a not new technique, but it's an interesting technique to kind of keep me going. I don't know what I need to like get my NapJo going. Right now I just have like only NapJo. Am I like an opposite bear where instead of feeding in the summer I just want to sleep? What, bud? You didn't bring me anything. Do you need some hand spun? You're supposed to spin me as well. We have to wait for the wheel to come in. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Do you want to go in bed? I did go through my fiber stash and split it up into electric wheel and non-electric wheel. So as of right now, all my undyed, natural colored fiber is going to the electric wheel to practice on. I think it's just going to make me feel a little bit better than diving into all my like hand painted fibers. Once I get a better feel for how that wheel is going to spin, I'll dive into those. And then maybe I'll start spinning my Illyrian wings. They're just too beautiful. Would it be weird to buy a third bat and then just like shadow box it? It's just so good. I'm gonna stop petting something that's off screen. So that is my spinning. I have to finish this bobbin. Yeah, super quick. I didn't like feel like I had the spinning bug, but watching the cargo ship sail from China to, I think we just left South Korea, has just gotten me super excited. I have to stop looking at the screen. What, bud? Yeah, I don't know where this spinning mojo came from. Maybe because summer and I am excited for patio spinning, or maybe because I just keep my wheel next to the dining room table now so I can just sit down and start spinning at any time. But it was a pleasant surprise, and I'm really glad I'm getting some of my stash down. And those are my active whips. I did take a moment to go through my whip shelf, and I have 2 whips that have just been languishing, one of which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. They're scrappy mitts for Jake out of the Walking Dead mini skein set by Kin and Hand-Dyed. And he wanted to knit on some of them, so one of them I started, the other one he started. There's no pattern, and the one that he started it's technically knitting and purling, but it's not a rib. I don't think I'm going to rip it out because he did work very hard on it, and they are teeny tiny needles, and he has not teeny tiny hands. So I haven't really touched those in a little bit, but I did resurface Leighton House hand warmers, and I got these at the Loop London pop-up shop in New York in November. They came with the yarn, which was Mole View yarn, Wensleydale, in a white, a brown, and a naturally dyed. And I do have the cuff done, and I'm about 2 rows into the cuff. Oh, this is a disaster. I have the cuff done, which is in the sage and cream, and I'm about 2 rows into the color work, and I'm on 00 needles, double point color work, and I have to start the thumb gusset, and I have had to rip this out like 3 times already. I don't know if it's because it's color work on DPNs and they're so tiny, I'm not used to knitting on them, or the fact that I am too lazy to try and scan in the chart, blow it up. The chart's the inside of this page. 2 charts are inside of this page. It is not a very large chart, and it is a lot of tiny squares. So I'm not sure if maybe that's what's getting me lost or what. So my plan is for these guys, I would like these done for the wedding. I would like to wear them if we have to go outside and it's cold. Knowing me, if I finish these in time, did I just get a splinter? Knowing me, if I finish these in time for the wedding to have something on my hands if we have to go outside in March, it's going to be about 800 degrees outside. My plan is to go from 00s to regular zeros onto magic loop and see if that helps at all. It's color work, so I'm hoping just the color work tension kind of makes up for the fact that I'm going up in needle size. It is only 0.25 millimeter difference. They do seem kind of big, but they are a non-superwash, so I think maybe if I have to like this fits okay. This is a good size. I think if I go up from a 00 to a 0, I'll be okay. It is a non-superwash, so I figured if I had just like felt it a little bit to kind of just pull in all the fibers, I think we'll be okay. I hope so. I really love this yarn. It's super rustic. It's just, it's a little fingering weight baby 2-ply. It's so rustic. It's got like a real nice tooth to it, but it's not, I don't think I could wear it. I don't think it would be good like against, oh god, no. Yeah, no. It's not like next to neck or head skin soft, but it's definitely like it's a good knit. That's my plan. I would like to get all of my whips off the needles. I don't have a ton. I haven't been project monogamous, but I would just like to clean a lot of things out. Not out. I would just like to have like a really nice fresh start. I feel like I've been trying to do that, and then I keep casting on a bunch of stuff and then forgetting about other things. So this may be my new, I don't really have like I haven't established a sit down and knit intricate projects time in a while. I sort of just let everything be either the blanket or the shawl and just kind of easy stuff that I can bring to knit group. So maybe I just need to schedule in some intricate knitting time. that's what I need to do. These are still living in the Loop London project bag that I also got at the pop-up. And that is all my crafting. I have not done any sewing. I started looking at romper patterns. I have some double gauze that I was going to make in a Southport dress, but I kind of think if I make them into like some shorts, romper shorts, short rompers, I think that would be super cute. So I might do that. No definitive things. I haven't gone through my fabric trunk to weed out anything that I may or may not be going to use in the future. It just hasn't come up on the to-do list. So that's it for all of my crafting. So if you're not here for anything else, thank you so much for watching. If you are here for the shop update and beyond crafting, we will continue on. Shop update. I feel like I'm really close to the camera now. We will be having our shop update on Friday, June 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time at onceuponacorgi.com, and I really hope you guys can make it. We have a couple things going into the shop I'm super excited for. So all of these will be on Ginger, Penny, Tesla, Marie Cutie, and Fig Lace. We are going to be putting up a ton of field mice in flower crowns, which was the shawl, or the color I used to design the Mischief Managed shawl in, and was the wedding color for my soul's other half, Abigail. We will have a ton of Insufferably Damp going up, which is from our Edgar Allan Poe collection. And we are going to have sweater quantities of Warm and Cozy going up. So this is on Ginger. Everything else is drying still. And I love it on Ginger with the really deep colors. Sometimes this Delina gets a little bit red. So they're like a rose gold almost now. I love it. So those again are on Ginger, Penny, Marie Cutie, Tesla, and Fig Lace. And that is at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Once Upon a Corgi. Really hope you guys can make it. We still have a ton of DK weight up in the shop. And I think we have 2 spots left for the Yarn Club, our Yarn Club inspired by The Office. I'm so excited for it. I started rewatching it again to get more inspired for it. And yeah, thank you so much for supporting the shop in the past and continuing to support the shop in the future. Short, sweet shop update section. So the rest of this is beyond crafting, and if you are not here for that, thank you so much for watching. And if you are, let's talk about nothing. I have been doing nothing in the past couple of weeks. My NapJo has kind of died. I've just been, I think, too tired to pick it up, but I'm not totally sure why. Yeah. I think I just got project burnt out by knitting so many tops in like a matter of weeks the past couple of months, which is fine. Maybe I just needed a break. But in the meantime, I've been watching a ton of TV because I have Hulu. As of right now, I sign up for Hulu during Handmaid's Tale, and then after Handmaid's Tale season is done, I stop having Hulu. That way I only pay for it when I really need it. So on Hulu, we have been watching A Handmaid's Tale, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Bob's Burgers. I started Broad City, but I wasn't totally thrilled with it. Vikings. I believe that's it. So Jake and I also watched Good Omens with David Tennant and I forgot his name, but it's a Neil Gaiman TV adaptation of his book, and I love Neil Gaiman books, and it was such a good show. I think they did a really good job with it. I loved all the Doctor Who Easter eggs that they threw in there, and I think Jake was getting pretty annoyed because I just yelled, "Doctor!" every time I saw one, and he was like, "I know David Tennant's the Doctor! That's not what I meant! I meant the tie! Look at the tie!" If you didn't know, what's his name? The Witch Hunter boy, his tie is the Doctor Who scarf colors. I love it. It's so good. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. I think it really captured the book, and I mean, I haven't read his books in a long time, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So those have been the main things I've been watching, besides, you know, like The Office and The Office. Just always The Office. I did start reading Throne of Glass, which is by Sarah J. Maas. Everyone has said that it is a slow start, and it is a slow start, but I really like the world building that's happening right now. I'm only, I want to say, halfway through the book. I started it, not last night, but the night before. So I should be done with one more good night of reading. Probably not tonight because we have to go to dinner. But I am super excited for all of the books. There's a ton of books in that series. They're a lot smaller than the Court of Thorns and Roses books, but that just means I can eat through them at like tiny potato chips of fairy goodness, and I'm so ready for it. So that's been what I've been watching and reading, and just not a ton of stuff has been happening, just sort of looking at projects, thinking about projects. We do have some big fall plans that are coming up business-wise, and I'm super excited. I'm going to make an actual announcement about stuff in the next couple of weeks, but because our fall just got a lot busier, we are now sort of pedal to the metal on the wedding planning stuff, so everything that we can get done, basically everything that we're supposed to be getting done between August and December, we now need to have done by August. So that's going to be super fun. So we're meeting with our officiant tonight, who is one of our really good friends from Bertucci's. We both trained her on like serving and hosting and carry out and bartending and expo and everything, basically front of the house. And we found out that she is like officiated in the state of Connecticut, so she's going to be the one marrying us, and I'm so excited. She's such a little sweetheart, a sweet baby angel, and I can't wait. We have no idea what the ceremony is going to be. So far, we've just decided no doves and nothing dumb. So that's basically all you need, right? Like, that's it. That's fine. That's it. I have a feeling my lack of NapJo is because of all this planning stress we now have to do in a couple of months. That's probably it. I have a feeling by November I'll either be dead or I'll have cast on so many projects the world might run out of knitting needles. I feel like that's a good balance of what could possibly happen. Or I'm just gonna dive into a book series so hard I may never come out. Yeah, I wish I could say that we have been doing some fun crafty things or planning some stuff. There is the I-91 shop hop this weekend starting on the 28th and going to the 30th. But because I forgot I have a wedding to attend to tomorrow, I am no longer doing the Connecticut stores tomorrow. I am going to just meet Mom and Adrian at Knit New Haven on Sunday for a knitting afternoon, which is fine with me. I love Knit New Haven. Yeah, there's not a lot of fibery stuff happening in June and July in Connecticut. There is the knitting cruise next month, so I'm excited for that. I wish I could say we've been doing more, but it's just been a lot of tedious things that are not exciting to talk about or do, in the hopes that my NapJo comes back sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for watching, supporting the podcast, supporting the show, and we will see you next week. Bye.